Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Wavelink podcast presented by Warrior Student Media. I'm your host, Dennis Turkan, and before I actually start this episode, I just want to say thank you so much for the support of the episode last week. I think it warms my heart that there's viewers out there that are actually interested in music the way that I am, but also loves to poke fun at it from time to time. So speaking of that topic, or speaking of poking fun, this topic today, I make fun of it all the time, right? And it's not because our topic, we're talking about a specific artist, right? I poke fun at her a lot, but it's not because I do not like her music. It's because I'm ignorant of her work. If you guys haven't guessed the artist that I am talking about, it is Taylor Swift, T-Swizz. So to be honest, in this episode, I just wanted to talk about why is she so beloved? Why does she have so many listeners, especially on Spotify, which I will name how many listeners she has. I think she has 78 million, which is unbelievable. But also, why is there such a hatred for her, in pop culture, especially in, America? Because I don't know if it's, just since she's so popular, people just want to hate. But, yeah, the only reason why I hate on her or joke about her is just because I don't really know her music that well. Luckily, my guest today is probably the biggest Taylor fan that I know. So maybe after this episode, I can appreciate the singer-songwriter more and, kind of see her in a new light. So without further ado, I would love to introduce the host of Sour, the wonderful Cooper Tenbrin.
Thank you. Thank you for the applause. I love it.
Okay, so how are you doing?
Oh, I'm just wonderful. Just
You're chilling?
peachy. Yeah, how are you?
I'm okay. I just want to ask, how much do you love Taylor?
I love her. I'm going to her concert in June. I'm so excited.
I forgot about this.
I spent 10 hours of my life trying to get those tickets. It was mayhem. So I'll see you, T-Swizzle, June 2nd.
June 2nd?
Soldier Field.
I forgot. How many tickets did you get?
4. I managed.
Okay, and how much was it?
$99 per ticket.
Dude, there's no way.
With the fees, though, it was $135.
But that's still decent, especially for Taylor.
Because Taylor loves her fans and wants her tickets to be affordable. That's why Ticketmaster's in the Supreme Court currently.
Keep in mind though, you were on the legit. What's the word?
It's on the top. There's no bad seat at a Taylor Swift concert.
Oh my god.
There isn't.
Oh, great.
Literally, there isn't.
Now I'm starting to hate already. Okay, whatever. Wait, you're saying there's no bad seat?
Yeah, her stage is literally in the center.
Oh right, it's a big circle.
Yeah, and she's gonna have TVs and stuff. She knows her stuff. She does.
You're about to slip there.
I was.
Okay, because you're so enthusiastic about this. Okay, well, look, I know that you have a lot of notes about Taylor. I know you have a whole thing on your notes app about it. I just want to mention some stuff before. Her monthly listeners on Spotify are 78 million.
I'm probably a lot of those.
Which I was gonna try and find the population of countries, but dog, that's a lot of people. I have no idea how much. Do you know how much it is on Apple Music?
I'm assuming about the same.
About the same.
Taylor's more an Apple Music person. She does a lot more ads for Apple.
Right.
So.
I mean, probably have more than.
Probably. Maybe 84 million.
Jeez. Dog.
There's a lot of us Swifties out there.
Well, on Spotify, she's number 2. The Weeknd legit has 90.
I know.
Which is
Taylor fandoms, Weeknd fandoms, the Kanye fandom.
Well, the Weeknd fandom came out randomly. I have no idea why.
But those are the strongest fandoms that you will find, and Morgan Wallen.
That I love to make fun of.
Morgan Wallen is another big one like that.
That's true. And also her Grammy wins nominations. Look, this is just Grammys.
Yep.
I looked up. She has so many awards that I didn't even know existed.
Yep.
Now, maybe me saying this, I'm sure you know the correct, of her wins and nominations. So if I say the wrong thing, just let me know. Mm-hmm. I looked it up, and it says she has 12 wins for Grammys.
Yep.
But she legit has, I believe, 46 nominations.
Yeah.
That's horrendous.
And her producer, John.
Yeah.
He just won Producer of the Year back-to-back.
Is this
last year's Grammys and this year's?
Is this the guy that she had a lawsuit against?
No. That's her this is her producer for her music videos. That's her old record company.
And that's the whole thing with the Red album?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not with the Red album. Well, all of her old albums that she hasn't reproduced. Yeah.
Okay.
So Speak Now Taylor's version that everyone's waiting for because she wore a sparkly blue dress, and she wore a sparkly blue dress when Speak Now was being nominated at the Grammys, and she wore purple in her earrings. So everyone thinks that Speak Now Taylor's version is going to come out, but that it took so long, but the lawsuit finally just got cleared up. Like, that's why, like, everything's coming out in random orders.
Right.
Because of all the lawsuits.
And all, like, just, I don't know, the copyright laws.
Yep.
Okay. Also interesting, I had no idea this happened. Like, she's the first female to have a Diamond Certified single and album. Mm-hmm. That's bonkers. Mm-hmm. That's legit crazy. And Diamond means, like, platinum 10 times.
Yeah.
So that means, wait, doesn't that legit mean that's 100 million copies? I have no idea how that works, by the way. I don't know what they mean by copies, but
she has sold more albums than anyone on Earth in the past year.
Oh, in the past year? Mm-hmm. So are you referring to, like, every album she, like, has?
Most of it was Midnights because that, like, just came out. But
right, which makes sense. And I'm guessing also Red.
Yeah, Red.
Taylor's version. I'm sorry.
There you go.
I have to differentiate.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
TV.
Okay, so just tell me why you like her.
I like her because I think she's a very relatable person. Like, she's been through a ton of stuff.
Right.
That she's a very private person.
Right.
Until it comes to her music. Her music, she'll share everything that has gone on in her life.
That's where she's able to show it off.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that she's very relatable. She loves cats. I love cats. She's just a gorgeous human being, and she's very nice. Like, you will never see Taylor be mean to anyone, like, ever. Like, when Harry Styles at the Grammys on Sunday night, when someone yelled, Beyonce should have won, she stood up right away because she knew exactly how that felt when Kanye stormed the stage in 2009. So,
Beyonce,
yeah.
the best music video of all time. God, I love that clip.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah?
You want me to get into my...
Well, because, again, look... To be honest, this is where I want you to just go wild.
I will.
Okay,
I'm
well,
prepared.
then do it. Do it with your fandom.
Okay, so the song that I've had, I love folklore. I'm a folklore girly. I know it's like the sad girls looking at folklore, but like...
Well, first off, this is the album that was released in 2020, right?
Yes.
Because she has two that was released in 2020.
Folklore and Evermore.
Okay.
Folklore is like the winter gray one, and Evermore is the one where she's in the cardigan.
Oh, like the
I mean,
shot.
not the cardigan.
The little jacket.
The flannel. Jeez Louise.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know why I said jacket.
With like the braid in her hair.
Yeah.
So, This Is Me Trying. Some quotes from that song are, I was so ahead of the curve that the curve became a sphere, fell behind in all my classes, and I ended up here. Like, that literally, like, is so relatable.
Right.
Like, that you were so ahead of everything that you just became so drained that everything just became emotion that you go through over and over again. And when she said, I had the shiniest wheels, now they're rusting. Like, literally, that's it. I pulled the car.
Your British accent is coming out.
No, that was full on New Yorker. I pulled the car off the road to the lookout. Could have followed my fears all the way down.
Jeez, man.
Yep. So that one is just, yeah.
Well, to be fair, does she have other songwriters that she works with?
I
mean, of course, that's every artist.
She has, like, her, like, close-knit team that she always works with, but a lot of the songs she wrote, like, by herself. Like, a lot of the Midnight songs were just her. Like, Antihero, which she says that...
Oh, yeah, that's one of her biggest songs off Midnight's Crack.
She says, yes, that was, like, the most personal song that she's ever written, which I would totally disagree with, but, you know, it's her. So, like, she says, I'll stare directly in the sun, but never in the mirror. I'm actually going to get a tattoo of that.
Right.
Like, it's just, like, that just hits so hard. Mm-hmm. And then I'm a monster on the hill, like, basically, because she's really tall. Like, she's a big girl.
I know, I was going to say she is
very, very tall. So when she's around all of her friends, she always feels like the monster, like the bigger girl
out of
who's
place.
Always there.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of controversy with her Anti-Hero music video because people were saying she's fat shaming and weighing herself on the scale. But I'm like, that's how she felt when she was going through this period of her life. Like, she has body dysmorphia. She felt fat. She felt like a literal monster. Like, she literally calls herself a beast. Like,
yeah,
that's, like, should be portrayed. And I feel like people just find anything to pick on, especially with her.
I'm sorry, but do you think one of the reasons is legit because she's a woman?
Yeah, almost definitely. She literally has a song called "The Man" on Lover.
Yeah, and that's legit just about sexism.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
There's a line that says, How do I phrase this?
God, there's no way you're going to be able to quote a song just off your head. If that is, you are on a complete different, like, wave of quote-unquote fandom.
Okay. Well, I was getting B words and models.
Uh-huh.
And then...
Something.
If I was a fashion Madonna, I'd be a not a baller. It's not okay that I'm mad, but it's okay to be bad.
Jeez.
Yep.
Well, okay, so for many people, they think that Taylor, as in many like listeners that I'm sure hate on her, one of those reasons is because they think that every song that she creates is just about heartbreak. You would agree with that, right?
Yeah, I definitely hear that all the time. But here, let's pull up a song here. Mirror Ball, one of my favorite songs of all time. Another tattoo I'm gonna get. So basically, when she talks about the song Mirror Ball in an interview, it's basically saying that it's this big, shiny thing that has been broken so many times that it sparkles even brighter. And I personally relate to that because of all the stuff that has happened in my life, but that's a story for a different day. She says, I'll show you every version of myself tonight. You'll find me on my tallest tiptoes, spinning in my highest heels, shining just for you. I can change everything about me to fit in. I'm still on that tightrope. I'm trying everything to get you to notice me. And then I've never been a natural. All I do is try. Like, that's just a bunch of, like...
That's a lot.
In the face. And then, like, You're on Your Own, Kid. Like, she talks about her childhood and how she grew up and, like, a bunch of stuff. Like, I searched the party of better bodies just to learn that you never cared. Like, how can someone hate on that line? You can't. She's a beautiful lyricist. Like, every song that she writes has meaning. Ready? We're going to go into my, like, this is where I get, like, really weird.
Because this is where I'm excited.
This is where I get weird. Okay, let me find it. Okay, ready? Mm-hmm. So, on Folklore. Folklore is my favorite album because it tells a story. There's Betty, then there's the guy, and then there's the other woman.
These are all tracks?
No. These are, like, the people in the story that she tells.
Okay.
But there is a song called Betty. He says, so this is, like, him talking. When she pulled up like a figment of my worst intentions, she said, James, get in, let's drive. I told you it was just a summer thing, and then standing in your cardigan. But then we have August. August tells it from the other woman's perspective. August is a very short, repetitive song because their, like, relationship fling only lasted for a little bit of time.
Okay.
So August slipped away in a moment of time because it was never mine. Meet me behind the mall. Do you remember when I pulled up and said, get in the car? Relating to Betty when he said she pulled up like a figment of my worst intentions. And then Cardigan, which is from Betty's perspective, who is, well, all of us assume is Taylor.
Right.
She said, it's basically talking about being tossed aside like an old cardigan. Like, you put me on and said I was your favorite. Chase two girls, lose the one. Like, stuff like that. Like, literally, like, you pulled me out from under your bed, you put me on, you said I was your favorite, and then all of a sudden, I'm old again.
Right.
Yeah. So that's my little...
Gosh.
It's like everything connects. Literally everything connects.
I mean, I do appreciate that, just because it actually gives, like, a substance to, not actually listening to, like, her work, but I just find that interesting, especially in a couple of albums I listen to in my rotation. It's always just...
Are the songs I've sent you?
Huh?
Are the songs I've sent you?
Well, I'm not even talking about Taylor. I'm talking about in general. Like, the albums I have in my rotation, if there's a story, it's only from one perspective. Maybe two, but to have it, like, from three just like that. Like, how long is the album Evermore?
It's Folklore.
Oh, God, dude. I can't.
There's
too much.
Well, there's Folklore, and then there's Folklore The Lakes. Like,
what?
There's, like, an extended version.
Why?
So I think, Swifties don't come after me for this. I think there's, like, actually, we're going to look this up because I don't feel like being
I was like, dude.
incorrect here. Okay. On Folklore, there's 16 songs.
Okay.
But then there's Folklore, the deluxe version, that has the Lakes bonus track. Hello? Yeah. And then there's, like, a bunch of, like, different versions that she's done.
I think that deluxe is not on Spotify, I will say. Oh, no. Never mind. Jeez. Okay.
Yeah. And
I'm
then,
tripping.
so Would've, Could've, Should've is one of my favorite songs on Midnights. It's on the 3 a.m. edition. And it's like, the intro of that song is just like, punch you in the face. I'm going to play it for you.
Midnights is the album from 2019.
No, the album that came out. Like,
Dude,
a few months ago.
I can't keep getting. 2019 is Lover.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, this is what we should have brought up. We should bring up how many albums this.
Ready?
Yes.
This intro. Like, it sounds like the beginning to a murder documentary, does it not?
It does. It does. The tone doesn't sound that dark. It sounds more of like a brooding, something happened in a movie and a character is like, no. A character, like, let's say a breakup, right? Or something really bad happened in a family and just like having to deal with it.
Yeah.
Perfect scene. You see it in every single movie. A character, usually in the passenger seat, has the camera shot right outside the window, and they're looking off. It's perfect.
Yep. So she talks a lot. Okay, so in Debut, which is her first album ever, she talks about God, like, a lot. Like, it's brought up.
And this is when she was doing country.
Yes, she was mainly a country person. So Debut talks a lot about God. This talks about how John Mayer... Well, supposedly John Mayer. She's never admitted it, but we all know.
But, yeah, it's all interpreted.
It was her crisis of faith when she was 19. So she says, if I was a child, it didn't matter if you got to wash your hands. If I would have stayed on my knees, I damn sure never would have danced with the devil at 19. Yeah. John Mayer is the devil. Okay?
Well, that one, and I'm guessing you have the other one of...
Jake Gyllenhaal?
Oh my god, dude. There's so much.
There really isn't. And then this part is like my favorite part of the song. God rest my soul, I miss who I used to be. The tomb won't close, stained glass windows in my mind. I regret you all the time. And then she says, like, give me back my girlhood, it was mine first. And like
that
when
one hits.
She says that line, you can hear like the 19-year-old come out of
like
her.
Like it
the
just
damaged
young girl
out. And then another song, Dear John, which is on Speak Now, is definitely about him. Obviously, it's about him. He posted December 13th is the lamest day of the year.
Oh, on Twitter?
F you, John.
God, jeez.
And now that she just, like, does little things on, like, those specific days. Because, like, she's, like, an Easter egg person. Like, she did, like, Midnight Talks with Taylor where she would release, like, different songs, like, the track names of Midnights, just to tease you. She would release it at midnight. Some nights she did multiple in the same night, and all of us were like, oh my god, is Speak Now going to come out? Like, what the hell is going on? Right. I will say that my favorite one that I'm waiting for her to re-record is Debut. Because I want to see her country accent come back out. Because, and I Bet You Think About Me, on Red, Taylor's version, I hear it a little bit. Everyone disagrees with me, but I hear it come out a little bit more. That song is about Kanye, by the way.
Oh,
because I Bet You Think About Me. When you say, oh my god, I'm insane, she wrote a song about me. I Bet You Think About Me. Yep, just quoted that one right there.
Jeez, man. Okay, wait. I need to ask you this.
Yep.
Why did she switch from country to pop?
I think it was just, it fit more with who she was becoming.
Because this is 1989, right? That's when it was a change, as in the album?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because, like, when she switched that with a bang.
No, yeah, because Fearless is still a little bit more country.
But it's kind of like a little mix?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would definitely say her Reputation was just, like, her, like, turning point.
Oh, like, look what you made me do. Yeah. Yeah, because she even has a song with Future in it.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. There's a couple of tracks that legit sound like a trap beat.
Yeah, definitely. And then another song I love. It's a little sweeter. It's on Midnights. It's Sweet Nothings. But I definitely think she talks about, like this. I'll let you interpret this line. I wrote a poem. You say, what a mind. This happens all the time. Like, guys falling in love with her because of who she is.
Yeah.
And not her. Like, falling in love with Taylor Swift
but
and not Taylor Allison Swift.
Right.
Swift.
Who she actually is. Just the image that they see. Yeah. Okay.
So, like, but that song is really cute. Like, it's just, like, a little, like, beat.
Yeah.
Champagne Problems is also
Champagne Problems.
a a wonderful song on Evermore. She would have made such a lovely bride. What a shame she's in the head. Every time that she says the F word in her songs, it
feels
is
so powerful.
Golden. Like the patriarchy, keychain on the ground.
Oh.
We were always skipping town. And I was thinking on the drive down, anytime now, he's going to say it's love. He never called it what it was. Till we were dead and gone to bury. Check the pulse and come back swearing. It's the same after 3 months in the grave. And then you wonder where it came to. As I reached for you, but all I felt was shame. And you held my
How do you
lifeless
know
ring.
this? Like, just...
And I know it's all gone. There's nothing else I could do to forget about you long enough to forget why I'm needed to... Because there we are again in the middle of the night.
Oh, wow.
Dance around the kitchen in the refrigerator light.
Is this a verse?
Down the stairs, I was there. I remember it all too well. That's like a part of All Too Well.
How do you know this?
It's just in my brain.
What is this track again?
All Too Well, 10-minute version. Taylor's version.
Oh, of course it's 10 minutes. That felt like 10 minutes.
Okay. So what other questions do you got for me?
Hold on. Let me think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, what do you think, here, how about this? Why do you think new, I don't know what the way to put this. Why do you think just regular listeners of music, why do you think they should go to Taylor? Why do you think they should listen to
I think they should listen to Taylor because... So for me, whenever I listen to a song, not just Taylor, I always read the lyrics. Like, I want to understand what I'm listening to. And I think that a lot of people just automatically have an assumption about it. They're like, oh, she writes about breakups. I won't relate to that.
Just go away from me. Get away.
Like, so I think that they should listen to it to feel something. I don't know. Like,
right. Like, well, no. Sorry, you go.
She just writes music about so many things. Like, What song am I thinking of right now? I'm going to look it up because it's blinking. It's on Lover. I can't remember the exact name. Oh, Soon You'll Get Better. It's about someone in her family getting cancer.
Yes, okay.
She
I
has
remember that.
So many songs that everyone can relate to, but
about
judges
so many
her.
topics.
Exactly.
But, and they don't know that because everyone that judges her, I'm sure, does not listen to her at all.
No.
Okay.
Oh, I never got into Jake.
Gyllenhaal?
Yep. All Too Well, 10-minute version. There's All Too Well, that's just the regular song, and then there's All Too Well, 10-minute version. Both were released. So All Too Well was originally on Red.
Right.
And then on Red Taylor's version, she is All Too Well, remastered, kind of redone.
Yeah.
And then All Too Well, 10-minute version.
How long is the just All Too Well, not 10 minutes?
3 minutes.
Okay.
But everyone's waiting for Dear John 10-minute version or Would Have Could Have Should Have 10-minute version.
Is that also on the original Red?
No.
Dear
John is on Speak Now and Would Have Could Have Should Have is on Midnights.
Okay.
Yep.
By like the 10-minute version, what is the difference between 10-minute and like the 3-minute version? Is it a longer instrumental? Is there a different verses?
It just goes more into depth. There's a lot of different verses. It goes a lot more into depth. Like, if you've ever watched, I know you haven't, the All Too Well short film, it goes along with the 10-minute version.
Oh, okay.
It literally tells the story of the short film.
So it's not like it has 3 minutes of the regular song.
No.
And then it goes more into the instrumental.
It's like mixed. It's an intermingled thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So for All Too Well 10-minute version, I'm a crumpled up piece of paper lying here, like he literally crushed her and then just left her.
Yeah.
You know. If we had been closer in age, it would have been fine. And then she says, like, towards the end of the song, I'll get older, but your lovers stay my age. Which
means that he dates people the same age as her. Yep. Okay.
So in the short film, which she just won a Grammy for, she really just, like, goes into showing it. Sadie Sink. I love Sadie Sink and Dylan O'Brien. Wonderful. They did a beautiful job at demonstrating this. But it's basically like she feels so uncomfortable, and they talk about things she doesn't know about because she's this young girl who's sitting there, like, with all these, like, 20-year-olds, and she has no idea what they're talking about. Like,
right.
So stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, explain that a little more. So, like, are they... why does she feel so uncomfortable?
Because she's like, she doesn't know them. They're his friends. Like, they just ignore her. Like, they're so much older than her. Like, stuff like that.
And this is when she was 19.
Yeah, it's like around that time.
Around that time. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. What was if you do you have like anything else that you want to link to that right now?
Nothing.
Okay. What was your introduction to Taylor? Because I have something and I know you'll make fun of me for it.
1989.
It was 1989.
No. Actually, yeah, Shake It Off.
Shake It Off?
In like the second grade.
No, that's right. You. I mean, that's the one that she won the diamond single.
Yeah, I think I should get up. Sorry.
No, it's fire.
Yeah, that song. And then I've always listened to Taylor, like ever since that moment when I was like, oh, this is a good song.
Right.
Like, I had the CDs. I had a Taylor Swift.
Okay.
I had a lot of Taylor Swift merch. Yep, and my little like clock CD player thing.
Oh.
I had my Taylor Swift things. Yep.
Okay.
It's her and Hannah Montana when I was younger. Those are my two blondies.
Well, speaking of that,
What?
do you want to know the introduction of Taylor for me?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I was a big Hannah Montana fan when I was a little kid, right? I thought Miley Cyrus was the most beautiful girl I've ever seen.
Yep.
And the show was fantastic.
It was.
It was fantastic. Do you know the movie?
Mm-hmm.
When she goes back
Mm-hmm.
to town,
Mm-hmm.
in her hometown? Okay. There's a scene.
Of course I know the movie.
God, oh, dude, God. Okay.
Continue.
There's a scene in that movie. I don't know. I don't remember exactly, but all the characters are just met up like in this
The barn?
barn,
Yep.
right? And Taylor's there.
For the hoedown showdown.
Yeah, and she performs. That's legit my introduction to Taylor.
Boom, clap, clap, boom, boom, clap. Sorry.
And also, by the way, The Climb, such a beautiful song. Anyways,
Oh, I love that song. I
God,
sing that song in
dude,
my car.
my mom loves that song. Anyways,
Shut up. Shut up, Mom.
shout out, mom. She loves that song. We legit have the CD for the Hannah
Yep.
Montana movie.
Yep.
Anyways,
I think they took it off Netflix too.
are you serious?
I think
It's
I don't,
probably
I
on.
don't know.
It has to be on Disney Plus.
It might be actually. I don't know.
Wouldn't that make more sense?
Sure. Okay, well, I'm not, in general, I'm not a big Reputation girl. I'm just not my cup of tea.
I listen to a couple of tracks. It's like, eh.
Yeah.
If I want to listen to a trap album, I can listen. There's a bunch of rappers that do that.
Yeah.
But her vocals are nice on there. Just you have to
they
make
are.
different beats for it. Well, I think that is it. Thank you, Cooper, so much for coming on
course.
and sharing, again, your knowledge of T-Swizz.
T-Swizzle. It's not T-Swizz, it's T-Swizzle.
T-Swiss cheese. I think...
What?
Stop. I think, you've always talked Taylor to me.
Yep.
But I think now I do understand her a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully I can start listening to her music.
Glad I could enlighten you.
Yeah. Well, it's the lyrics. Like, I was one of those people that thought it was just about relationships.
Of course you are.
That's not my fault. That's the internet's fault. Anyways, thank you so much for
Don't
listening.
blame society.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much for listening.